How about a nice picture for a change? No, I hope that's not you. Oh, why is my beauty too much for you, friend? I'm trying to eat, goddammit. Yeah, you might want to put your food down for this stream. It might not be the best. Hey guys, it's Baban, and if you've been watching my streams, you might have seen me do this little Toon me meme. Because there was a whole bunch of you in Discord just goading me into doing this, and I couldn't resist. Especially once I got the idea into my head that I could use my super secret chins technique. So buckle yourselves up for the speed paint, because I'm assuming this is also going to be flagged as not advertiser friendly, just like the stream was, because I assume there's too many flesh tones. Okay, so let's get started. Now my idea with this was something that I've done before. I've got an old selfie somewhere where I managed to jimmy it at just the right angle, so that when I had my hand under my chin, it kind of looked like neck rolls, and it was great. And so I was like, right, I can do that, but a little bit more elaborate with this. Let's bring out the big guns. And I do know this is more about doing something in a style, this whole meme thing, but it's too much to pass up. I do so many different styles and this was just too exploitable of an idea for me to pass up. The uncomfortably realistic rendering will hopefully add to the effect. I did try and keep it a little bit more toony just by bringing the lines and making those a little bit bigger and a little bit thicker, and like what I usually do where I go and change the colour of the lines, I'm going to be doing that later so that it blends in a little bit more with the flesh tone kind of shadows. I was also going to try that other picture that you guys saw at the start when I had them both laid out. I brought them both onto the stream and I said, hey everyone, which idea do you want me to go with? And they all chose the stack of pancakes. They all chose the pancakes. There was quite a lot of the third option, which was just don't, which was just go away and stop. But no, they all stuck around and watched the stream. I know what you guys like. I know you just want to see the chins. I know. Anyways, I'm to doing all of the rolls now with the lines, so that I can go and start colouring it in a second. I'm just trying to keep it kind of white at the moment, and I had to kind of crop it out a little bit at the bottom, more at an angle, so that it just fits in and doesn't really look as much like a hand. Just some nice tactical cropping so it looks like I want it to. I think at this point as well, it's not like fully fledged, just because there isn't colour on it yet. And you can still kind of tell that it's a hand on the side with the photo, but once I get it a little bit more finished, it gets so distracting with the rest of the rolls that you can't really tell unless you look at it and actually think about it. And now we're gonna get onto the colouring. Now the way I went about this is the usual kind of way that I start with, just flats and then doing kind of cell shading over the top, because that's gonna give me all those very, very nice kind of reddish undertones of the skin. So I'm trying to mimic those colours that are in the other side of it so that it just blends in kind of seamlessly. When I did do it actually, and I didn't actually have anything to split it down the middle, it was a little bit kind of off because you could tell where the split was and there was nothing to divide it. And kind of seeing the colours be like ever so slightly different next to each other made it look a little bit weird, so I had to go and add in something later down the middle to kind of define the line so that it wasn't as jarring between the two. Anyways, I've got the colours down that I want now. You see me just testing them out and then bringing it back down to a flat colour so that I can do it without worrying about gradients in where I'm trying to paint it on. And it's going to look a little bit bad for a while. It's going to look a little bit bad while I get these base colours down, but we're going to tweak them a bit again and we're going to bring them closer to what we've got on the other side. I just needed a little bit of that pink boost in there so that it mimics the other side and looks nice and fleshy. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go and sort of wash it out a little bit so that it's a lot softer. I don't want it to be straight up, just really harsh and cell shaded, I guess. It needs the same sort of nice softness that we've got on the other side. Especially around all those wrinkles, and then we're going to go in and bring in a little bit more of that light in, a little bit more yellow onto it, just to really, really get it nice. And then I think I go and do like a correction thing on the photo as well to try and bring it a little bit closer to the colours that I've put down, since I kind of tend more towards more saturated colours, and it was looking a bit dull and washed out, so it can be colourful. It can be colourful as well. I don't need to stick to like dull, badly lit photo colours. And then also something else that I like to go and do, just because it wasn't quite dark enough in some of those shadows, we really need to get the rolls on the go and define them, so what I like to do is go underneath the shading layer that I put on if I do kind of cell shading, and I bring in like darker colours underneath, just on a normal layer, and start painting in where there's kind of deeper shadows. So it's bringing in a little bit more of that, and you can kind of see now as I'm turning the lines on and off that it's starting to blend in with it. If you zoomed out, or you guys might be seeing this kind of small depending on what you're watching it on, but it's starting to blend in. It's starting to blend in and become just like the other side. I do end up going and changing the colour of the hair a little bit because I went and did colour corrections on the photo side. I brought a little bit of blue into the shadows because I kind of like the whole red, yellow, blue going on, just so I can exploit basic primary colours. And I usually like to bring blues into shadows, so I've got a little bit of blue in that, and it's something that I go and tweak a bit later, just because it's just kind of brown at the moment and it's a bit more red in the shadows, but I'm trying to bring that red more into the midtones and the yellows into where it's a bit lighter. Now we're onto the stage where we're changing the colours of the line art, and since I've done that, it's given me a whole bunch more shadows that I can go and grab the colours from and start pulling around. So I've made another layer over the top, and I'm just starting to paint over it now so that I can not have the lines be as obvious as they are. I want it to look slightly kind of more painty, but you know, just like the lines are kind of darker shadows or little bits to define edges and things. I also kind of like that I always tend towards like a more kind of smirky grin, because I've drawn a bunch of my own face like this from references and stuff, like these photos anyway, especially when I was making those emotes, but I kind of like to do it for giggles as well, just to see what kind of horrible shapes I can use. But on this one, I you know, it's kind of got the duality of the kind of doofy sad face on one side and the goofy grin on the other. And I think this is the point where I get to it, where I'm like, you know, it looks good, but it needs something to separate it down the middle. It needs something. And so someone mentioned pancakes. Someone mentioned pancakes in the chat. A big old stack of pancakes. So I thought, right, what you put on pancakes? Let's get some honey on the go. And I think you can kind of see straight away how much that improves it, because you don't have that jarring just break between the two of them. It helps to separate it, and it also fits with what it is. So I just go and throw a bunch of honey over it. So they can just drip down the middle. And then we're going to go and do some highlights on it, and it's getting to the point where it's nearly finished. It's looking good now. It's getting to the point where it's looking good. It just needs a little bit more colour correction on it, and then we will be good. And I also went and had to add in a little honey wand. I think it's called a honey wand. I don't know what it is. To go and add in one of those right at the top, and just a few more little highlights down there to bring everything out. And there we go. We're done. I hope this helped, lads. If it did, give us a like, share if you think it'll help someone else, and subscribe for new videos on Fridays, or maybe Saturdays. I'm switching up my schedule a little bit. If it made you feel ill, be sure to leave me a comment down in the comments section. Or just tell me what flavour pancakes you guys like the best. As per usual, there's links to everywhere that I post stuff down in the description, as well as where you can get prints of things I've already drawn and my commission information. Also, like I mentioned, the Discord, there is a link to down in the description if you want to come and talk about awful things and chat crap with us all. Yeah, thanks for watching, lads. Bye-bye.